All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm still trying to mess with my equipment, so just bear with me. Give me a second. What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Let me know in the comments if you can hear me correctly. I'm still testing out everything, so give me a thumbs up, say hi. Um, Let me know what you're hearing. Awesome, thank you, Pete. Appreciate it. All right, so um, yeah, so I am starting off with new equipment and everything. So this has been a journey for me recently. Um, if you're familiar with the podcast, we were doing a lot of uh, political candidates, but took a break after the primaries happened and everything. So um, took a break, kind of did some upgrades and stuff, but then my computer went out. So that was a major setback for me. So it was a little frustrating trying to get back into the mix of it. Just being real with you guys. Um, so just trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do? Trying to push myself a little bit to start doing this podcast again. So feel free if you want to jump in, Pete. Let me know. I could send you a link if you want to say what's up. Have some questions on your mind. Be willing to hear from you. But I really want to be able to kind of jumpstart this podcast back up because I think it's important, especially for the stuff that I was doing with the political candidates. But really want to hear, like, what are you guys thoughts on the political climate? It's pretty crazy right now, so trying to keep it to where it's a little bit less emotions than normal. Then everybody is kind of frustrated, right? So we're all kind of frustrated. But let me know what you think. Uh, I really want to hear about what everybody's thinking, like what direction our country is going, or just anything that you want to talk about. It doesn't have to be political. So just really want to get the podcast, like I said, started back up and hopefully uh, just in a better direction, or not better, but just in the direction that I was going, get that momentum back up. So anybody wants to leave a comment, please do. So while we do that, I'm going to try to mess with this system real quick. So bear with me. I'm trying to get some music back up here. Um, had it working last time. So hello, everybody. If you have a question, please feel free to jump into the comments. If you want to jump on the podcast with me, feel free. I could send you a link. And actually, you know what? I will put the link in the comment section. And if you want to jump in, jump in. I want to make this podcast really of just everybody. So anybody that listens, if they want to jump in, it's something that a lot of podcasts don't do. I just want to do a little bit something different, get a little bit of a live communication here, live conversations. So it's there. Let me know if you want to jump in or just jump in, and then I'll see you when you get here. So, but what I'm trying to do right now is trying to get my uh, sound set up. So, let's see here. Hmm. It's a little bit difficult to trying to figure this out sometimes. Gets a little frustrating, but hey, okay, here we go. There we go. So let me know if you can hear some music right now. Give me a thumbs up or whatever. Uh, Hopefully it should translate over to you guys as well. And just give me a thumbs up if you can hear music. Great, that's what I'm trying to do. So, um, doing the podcast, it's been a little bit of a experiment. Um, you do see a lot of people doing podcasts as well, or live streams, and you always want to just get better as you go, right? So that's just something I've constantly been trying to do, is just get better every time that I do a podcast. And just keep improving. And I think everybody should strive like that. But I love collaborations. So collaborations with others, it's amazing to collaborate with other people. Um, you know, it's just cool. So cool, cool. Pete, are you? How do you know the podcast? You're not Alamo Paletas, are you? Because I saw somebody ask, "Is this hill happening to see me?" Uh, how did you find the podcast, Pete? Are you with a? Oh, okay, okay, cool, cool. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I just saw your message right now. So, dude, that's an awesome collab right there. Alamo Paletas and Alum City Agenda. What do you think? We got the same we got the same color schemes, bro. So that would be really good to do a collab. Yeah, I don't know. Just a thought. Let me know. um, so definitely, I'm gonna get back onto the. Hey, let me know, Pete. I'm willing. If you want to do a collab, let's do a collab. We could maybe. Oh, it'd be cool if we do like uh political a live stream, right, with a politician at at your place, at your business. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of cool. Thought about doing stuff like that because I really love in person interviews. Um, so I just I really like the in person kind of thing. It's got a different vibe to it. So so I don't know. Let me know. What do you think? For anybody joining in, if you want to leave a comment, say what's up, say something that's on your mind, please do. I provided links in the comment section. If you want to jump into the conversation, we'll have a conversation. That's what I wanted to do. Um, what I'm going to do too is invite some friends that I've collabed with before, that are some good friends of mine, and just have like a little hangout session. I think we kind of need some of that stuff right now, just to chill out. Um, yeah, cool, Pete. Yeah, appreciate it. That'd be pretty cool to do something, some kind of collab. I'm always willing to do like a collab of some sort. Not just for me, but just to be able to meet people, to be able to interact with others and kind of gain ideas and it's great to work with other people, just hands down. I mean, I don't know if you've had any collaborations with anybody or things like that, Pete, but it's pretty awesome. So uh I do want to say one thing. I do want to say, um for Luke from Jefferson Bodega, keep him in your prayers. I know he was having surgery sometime today or tomorrow, so we want to make sure we send some good vibes his way. Jefferson Bodega, if you've never been, they do they're a convenience store that's unique. They have unique snacks. So it has man, it has like Japanese snacks and all kinds of snacks. Like I can't even, like, you go in there, you just overwhelmed with the selection that they have. It's just amazing. Uh Pete says, bro, CPR, consistency, persistence, resilience. Yes, very true. Very true. And to be honest, like I said, it's been a struggle to kind of come back into the routine of doing a podcast, and because it's like you see other people and they're doing really well, and you're like, ah, man, who's gonna watch my stuff? You know, who's gonna jump on? Who's gonna really? Uh, who cares? Who cares about what I have to say or what's going on? But in reality, I mean, if you don't put it out there, people aren't going to listen, or people aren't going to know what what you're doing. So, I appreciate you guys for jumping in. Uh, you won't know until you do it. So I was lucky enough to do those interviews beginning of last year, and just start doing. Hey, Lucy, what is going on? Yes, early elections, October 24th. Lucy, I need to get you back on. Would you be willing to come on as our first guest jumping on? Lucy Dami Clark is running for um, Barrett County Clerk to re-elect Barrett County Clerk. So definitely want to get you back on, Lucy. I think it'll be a good transition from, you know, starting back up again. So Lucy, I've known Lucy for, God, how long has it been? 2 years? No. 4 years. I ran for office in 2018, and all right, I got your number. I'll text you tomorrow. um, Commercials. Sorry, I don't have the premium Spotify, so and I don't. Spotify has some non-licensed copyright free playlists, so I use them. So um there you go. So Lucy said, let's do it. Let's do it, Lucy. And then Pete says, I have heard great things about Lucy Dunn Clark. Yes. So I met Lucy. Lucy, if you want to jump in, do you want to jump in? I have the link in the comments. If you want the link, I could send it to you again. Um, yeah, I could send you the link if you want to jump in real quick. That'd be great. This won't be the interview, but at least we can kind of catch up and just talk a little bit if you'd like. Let me know. But yeah, it was like 4 years ago. I was running for office, and I met you, Lucy, and you're really cool. You're one of the only ones that talked to me. And I liked your outlook on a lot of things. You were just kind of like just do what we need to do to make things right. It wasn't about a party or whatever it was. So that's what I really liked about you. So Lucy, let me know if you want to jump on here in a little bit. You can. You know, I had to get camera ready, so I don't care. So just let me know if you want to jump in real quick. But anyway, so what I was saying is, what was I saying? Oh, so Luke's Jefferson Bodega, they have a lot of snacks, unique snacks, and that those two, Bodega Mom, Bodega Pa, or Bodega Man, sorry, they have been like a fabric of the community since they've been there. They're over off of Jefferson by Jefferson High School, and they love to give back to the community. Love to give back to just however they can, however big or small they can. So, back in I'm home already. Oh, that's right. Well, let me know if you see me, if you have some connection, let me know. We could do this on the phone. You could do it on your cell phone. That's fine. It'll still work that way, but I understand. So just let me know if you change your mind. So Jefferson Bodega, they've been helping out the community, whether it be from hosting markets for vendors, and also the biggest one that we really started was doing food box distributions, and it was really awesome to be able to partner with him on doing that. Lucy, I know you. I think you're actually the one who got me into the food distribution field to just help. And Lucy, you do a lot of stuff for the community, so I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, I think you're the one who started me to get you're like go talk to Crystal Vargas, and it all went uphill from there. So, but you know, Jefferson Bodegas, they've been there for the community. They've been, they're the place to be at. There's photo shoots, music videos shot there. So let's just say some big prayers for Luke while he goes into surgery. Um, let's see here. Again, if anybody wants to jump in, please let me know. I'm willing to let you jump in, have a quick conversation. Hold on, sending a text right now. So hold on. I know this is completely unprofessional. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to see if some people would like to jump on. Some people that you've seen before, that are friends of the podcast and my page. Because honestly, I didn't have anything that was set up. Oh, hold on, got a message. So hopefully we can. But this, I didn't have anything planned for this live stream because I wanted to just try to give a state of the podcast, like the post that I did. Um, just wanted to let you guys know what was going on with the podcast. Um, oh, we might be able to see who's that. Who's that? Hello. Oh, it doesn't show who you are. Who is this? It says hello. It just says Facebook user, so I'm not sure. Oh, I probably have music back on. Yeah, I have music back on. um, I don't know who this is. It doesn't tell me who this is on Facebook. Who said hello? Oh, Rodney. What's going on, Rodney? You want to jump on? I'll let me send the link. I can send the link to you. Okay, but hold on. Actually, we're going to get our good friend. I am doing better now. I went on a little bit of a hiatus trying to get my system upgraded. I would show you my setup, but it's a mess back here. I'm trying to get I am trying to get my system set up and everything like that. It's just a mess. I can't make it pretty like some of these people do when they show their desks. I just can't. There's too many wires. I don't have time to be able to zip tie everything. But also, um, like I was telling Pete, who is the owner of Alamo Paletas, um, uh, I want to be able to do like I want to be able to go to places and set up and do live stream. So whether it be at a business, because one, you get to give businesses a spotlight to say, hey, I'm here. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just think it's really cool to be able to incorporate small businesses that are in the city, to give not just my podcast some light, but to give the actual business that we're at. Because also a lot of things that when you go and do like face to face interviews, I think those are so much better. Um, I love to do, uh, I love to do interviews like this. This is cool, but I got my first taste of face-to-face interviews, and man, that was so cool. It was so cool to be able to do that and just talk to people, face to face, and it was just cool. Rodney said, I'm assuming this is still Rodney. He says Alamo Paletas rocks. Agreed. So there you go, Pete. You're still here. Rodney helped me run my campaign during the primary and now into the general. Well, we wish you definitely good luck on the general election. That is coming soon, like crazy. Um, you know, the elections can get ugly and nasty. And the whole point of this podcast is to really shine a light on the candidates from an unbiased perspective. I have no agenda, not my agenda, but the Alamo City agenda, as in it's the city's agenda. It should be whatever the city wants to hear, what the city is asking questions from these candidates. That's really what the whole point of this whole podcast is. So it's not about I want to be able to, convince left wing people or right wing people or, conservative, liberal, libertarian, Green Party. I don't want to convince anybody. I just want to be able to show the candidates as who they are, and you make the decision, right? So, and that's something that I think we've lacked a lot. Um, so it's just one of those things. Pete says your current presentation was cool, piece by piece, and you'll get it set up where you want it to be someday. Yes, I want to be able to have a studio. This is my living room, so uh, normally I would have the kids screaming in the background and stuff like that. So luckily, I'm not having to worry about that right now. But when they're when they're around and awake, oh man, it's not a good thing. Something it's hard to every parent will know it's hard to get their child under control to be quiet, right? So Lucy says experience matters. All right. Um, okay, hold on. Oh, hold on. I'm getting messages. Hold on. Sorry, bear with me one moment. Thing slow. Sorry, hold on. Okay. Stephanie Chavez, old school Spurs colors. Yes, that's what I was going for. That's what I've been going for. I created this logo in 2020 when I was running for my campaign. I had my last name in the logo. It's the same similar type, with the San Antonio background in the San Antonio skyline in the font. And I was like, man, I love that font, that logo. So let me just put it as the Alamo City agenda. So thank you. Also, Alamo City, or not, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Pete. Alamo Paletas has the similar colors as well from what I saw from your Instagram. So so thank you, Stephanie. Appreciate it. If you have any questions, Stephanie, please let me know. If you want to jump in and ask some questions or say whatever you want, let me know. I'll send the link over here on the bottom. Wish I was watching from Instagram. I know, Albert. I sent you a text message and I told you you got hacked. I usually when I text people or I send messages to people, they're like, "Oh yeah, I already knew." But Albert, I guess I was one of the first ones to tell you. I'm sorry that you got. Do you want to jump on, Albert? Talk about your business. I can send you the link. Um, Albert is he owns Military City Air Aaron Heating? Am I wrong? If you want to jump in, use one of those links that's in the comments, Albert, and you can just jump in. Um, Rodney, yes, thank you, Rodney, for putting your name. Thank you, I appreciate it. I've been trying to work really hard on trying to get my setup right, removing stuff, adding stuff, and it's not cheap, right? So it's not cheap, and as everybody knows, with oh, that's right, you're yeah. Well, Natasha was gonna jump on, even though she was at the concert too, Albert. So, one of you got to jump on. So, um, but no, what concert are you guys at? Natasha didn't say what concert you guys were at. Stephanie. Oh yes. I remember you on Rita and Coleto's podcast. Not sure your agenda on your. Oh yeah, so Alamo City Agenda was started as a political podcast where I interview local candidates from a completely unbiased perspective, and I mean completely unbiased. I'm not talking about favoring so and so or whatever it is. It was a complete unbiased. So just asking questions. Um, sorry, commercials. I'm sorry. um, but so I started this because I noticed when I ran for office there weren't very many media outlets that were giving all candidates a platform to speak. So you either had to have donation money or uh, be well known, and I just think that wasn't fair to everyone, especially for the people that voting, for the people voting as well. So I took it upon myself to start this podcast to be able to, hey Natasha, so Albert doesn't want to jump in. Do you want to jump in? I know you're at a concert. It's fine if you don't want to, but I figured you guys can plug in your stuff, but we want to see also what you guys are doing too. So that's something that I wanted to do too. So let me see. Drop this invite or drop the link here at the bottom. Okay, so you'll see the link in the comments. Just click on it, and you'll jump into this. You'll jump into the green room, and I can add you. So, oh yeah, so I just dropped it in there right now. So just click on the link, and you'll jump in. So Albert, you guys are at Smoke Sky Bar. Man, you guys have been there a lot. So, and I heard it's really cool down there. Who else has been to Sky Smoke Bar? It looks really cool. You can see it right off the highway off of 281, or it's 37 at that point, right? Highway 37. So who else has been to Smoke Sky Bar? I think too they're acquiring the old West Side Funtown location over there off of General McMullen. I don't know if anybody remembers Funtown. Dating myself. So Funtown. Okay, yeah, 37 in Crockett. So yeah, Funtown was over there on General McMullen and 90, Old Highway 90. You can see it off the highway. And I think they're. Oh, here we go. Hey, what's going on?
Hi.
Oh, can't hear you.
Hold on.
Did you enable your mic?
Can you hear me?
Uh-oh. I think you might need to jump out and make sure you enable your mic.
Thank you. Okay. Hold on. I'm driving in my car. Hold on.
Oh, okay, maybe you have Bluetooth on. Do you have Bluetooth on?
No.
You can hear?
I can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's because of the stupid music. I am so sorry. Oh, hold on. See, I'm trying to get used to all this stuff. Hold on. Give me a second. I need to turn this off. Okay. Hello?
Yes. Hi.
Oh, thank you. Okay. All right. So Natasha,
Yes.
tell everybody who you are. If they don't even know already, but you know.
Okay, so I am Natasha with Norteño 210 in La Prensa, Texas, and Mira Metals and Military City Air. I do a lot of things. I'm a kind of female jack of all trades, I guess.
How come Albert hasn't put you as a spokesperson for Military City Air? Like do a commercial,
That's a good question.
right?
Yeah,
Albert? Yeah, Albert. Uh-huh. You need to put her in a commercial.
one day.
And you are also doing a podcast. I was your first guest.
Yes.
Yes. And then oh, I think Roy might jump in too.
Uh-oh.
um uh so you so you're doing a podcast, and what made you want to start the podcast? Because I know you're already like booked on everything, right? So
Yeah.
why do you want to add something else to your ginormous Bud Jones plate?
Because I'm trying to take over. No, but seriously, it's a one thing I didn't get to do, which was a podcast. So all of my stuff is video and visual. So nothing is really audio. So I wanted to transition to audio.
Okay. Um, Albert says your husband says we are working on a commercial. I have to get out of the attics to be able to get one done.
I know he's
Hey,
so
you
busy.
know. Lucy says we have a thank a veteran program that's kicking off in a few weeks for the county clerk's office to partner up with small businesses. Follow this press release coming soon. Natasha and her honey did our first Fiesta medals.
Yes, we
Nice.
did. Hi, Lucy.
She was gonna jump on, but she lives out in the boondocks. So
Oh, it's okay. I'm at a concert and my phone is dying, and I jumped in my car. So
oh, look at that.
A for
Oh,
effort.
I feel the love. I feel the love.
Yes, of course.
Hey, look who's that. Look who's there.
Yeah.
Let's
So
bring
on
him
top
on.
of
Oh, yes.
yeah, on top of everything else, I am super busy working on my doctorate degree. In my final year now, and I am also campaigning for Riverwalk Royalty.
Yes, we haven't talked since then. How is that going?
It's going. I have an event
Like
every single month.
tell people like the behind the scenes, if you want to, of what it's like to be able to like to be even be in this position to try to do this. What is it like? Like what motivated you to do it other than you love Fiesta chicken on a stick?
Right? So I love my city, I love my community, and my friend MJ is a current queen,
Mm,
and my other friend is a current prince, Izzy.
okay.
So MJ actually nominated me. I filled out the application. It is a process. They accepted, and then they offered or asked me to run.
Okay. Like so where do you think you're at? Honestly.
I don't know. They
You don't
won't
know?
tell us.
No?
So I'm just having as many events as I can, trying to reach as many people as I can, and hopefully win the crown.
Well, I mean, you're already on the road there. I mean, you've been doing that. You're interviewing everybody. So that's something I did want to ask you. What is it like just interviewing just the plethora amount of people that because you're just interviewing a lot of people. Like there's I don't think there's a motive, right? There's not like a I want to hit these group of people or this. Is it just whoever you want to see, like you want to interview, or what's your thought process on it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's wherever I am. If I'm intrigued by the person, if I'm intrigued by the restaurant or business or whoever they are, whatever it is, I just kind of say, hey, you want to do an interview and go from there?
Do you try to hit up like the owners? Because I mean
Oh,
that's yeah.
well, so
um,
everybody has a story. So, I mean, it's not always the owners. I mean, it can be the busser, it can be the cook, if it's a restaurant. It doesn't matter because everybody has a story, and I think that's the beauty of what I do is trying to showcase who people are and their story.
Right, right. And I know we've talked about it before. It's with the being real with people, right? So I know me and you kind of share like a realness with a lot of people. Like we're, hey, look, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
Like I'm being real with you, you know. And I know you've said before, it's like, oh man, I think one time you were crying, you were like, I, I'm going through the ringer kind of thing, right? And what kind of feedback have you gotten from people when you're vulnerable like that?
It's always really good feedback. It's either somebody that is saying, "Thank you for being honest, and I wish you well. I'm here for you," or it's somebody saying, "I'm going through the same thing.
Mm.
I'm struggling." And so to see somebody who's super busy like you and everything, social media is, I tell people, it can be fake.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
me, I try to be vulnerable. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is what I struggle with. Um, and hopefully it'll reach people and help people. And it has so far.
Sometimes I'm like, I don't, I'm like, I just can't. Like when you start like spitting out all the things you do, I'm like, how? I do not get it. I know when I've seen your interviews with other people, they're just like, I don't understand how you do it. Because you're a mother of three,
Yes.
right?
Well,
Three
mother
or
of three, and we have recently taken in a fourth.
oh wow, okay, like adoption, like
No,
or
it's kind of personal, so I can't
okay,
really
okay,
touch on
okay,
it.
I
But yeah,
got you, I got you, I got you. I only ask because if anybody knows it, know my story. Like we did adopt, and so I don't really try to get personal without it either. But adoption is an amazing thing to do. Um, uh, what more like seven?
oh
What do
my
you mean?
God, boy.
uh. Oh, isn't he cute? Oh wait, hey, he's your coworker. Um, but adoption is an amazing thing, especially I know we've talked about on your podcast is about with everything going on and there's not enough adoption access.
Hmm.
Um, and I've learned that the hard way. But either way, it's an amazing thing. Uh, so here, Roy, click on the link. Did you see the link in the comments? Just click on the link in there, and you'll jump in. So, uh, and I know your husband Albert started his military city air recently, right?
It's been a year and a half.
Right. Okay. And he's been like kicking it out of the park, right? Just
Oh, he's nonstop.
I know
He
I've called him sometimes like, hey, dude, this so and so needs something, and he's my first go to. I'm like, hey,
Thank
go,
you.
because you guys are like family. So,
No, I appreciate
um, yeah, for sure. So, who's at the Smoke Sky Bar right now? What concert is it?
it. It is Stephanie Montiel,
Okay,
but it's
okay.
basically a big reunion. So it's all of the Tejano family and local Tejano singers, band members, radio DJs, TikTok. Everybody's here.
Is my best friend Tori there?
Yes, she is
She's
here.
there.
Yes.
Oh, I
Yep.
should get her to come on.
Yes.
Um, Tori is amazing. She is a host on what was it? What is
KLMO.
96
98.9.
98 point. And she's amazing. She's always doing stuff for her people and for her community too. So check her
Which,
out. I think on Wednesdays at 7.
yes.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And we actually had a mini meeting today. So you guys might see something new coming up.
Oh, can we get some more details?
I don't know any more details.
Ah. Okay. Well, I tried. I tried. You got to ask, right?
You know,
Roy, click on the link, bro. Are you not seeing the link?
I had to hold
Uh,
it down and then like take it to Safari and then open it.
yeah, Roy, I hope he's still in here. Roy, if you're in here, I'm gonna post the link again and just click on the link. Um, so there was the post with Roy and Clint to that was posted today, and I thought that was
Mhm.
really cool to
Yes.
see everything come back. I know there's not much you guys can talk about it, but uh,
You're trying to get
I
all the
think
tea, Eric. You can't get it.
I know. I gotta try, right? uh, who is
Oh,
that?
hi.
It looks like daytime over there. What's going on? Oh, you got some lights.
Yeah. I've got electricity. We recently upgraded. Paid that fucking bill for once.
Oh my gosh.
I was like
The
every
neighbor
time
caught
you
on that I was running an extension cord.
I was like, every time you're on, you have like candle lights and everything.
Well, I'm a spoken for man now, so I try not to get
Oh, there we go. There we go.
romantic.
So Roy, I was just telling Natasha about your video with Clint today that you had. Um and I was like how awesome of that was, kind of like we were talking about earlier, Natasha, about being vulnerable. Um kind of tell us about what that conversation, like how that conversation started.
Okay, listen, I haven't used this StreamYard deal,
Oh,
uh, so I'm just trying to get acclimated to it.
yeah, no worries.
So the way it all happened was I was down the street from where Clint lives, and I thought to myself his little catchphrase when he says it in the beginning of his program, and I said, "Oh man, I miss that guy."
Mm.
And we had already kind of connected, so the ice had already been broken. But I thought, we should fucking talk this shit out, and we should do it in camera. We've already like had the precursor conversation where we really get the hot shit out of the way. So
Right.
then maybe we can have this secondary conversation where we get a little more into the weeds, but we know it's going to be safe. This is not going to be a Jerry Springer type thing, and perhaps we we can show like that it's possible even for two pretty proud guys to figure out a way forward and
You're
salvage a
proud?
friendship.
You're proud?
Well, I'm a proud boy. I don't know if you know.
No.
Oh my god.
Card carrying member.
Oh, gee.
I got the tat on my ass.
Oh, oh, and Natasha's gone. Not
I'm
see
still
what you
here.
did.
You see, hey, she's sharp, man. She knows when it's time to hide the face.
Yeah. This is gonna mess up my campaign, Roy.
uh,
Well, if there's one thing I know how to do, it's fuck up a campaign.
oh, jeez. No,
Oh
that's
my
not
god.
true. That's not true. That's not true. So what's in the future plans? I'm still trying to get some tea. Okay, so what's in the future plans for La Prensa? Tell us something that you think that's gonna be, the next thing.
Natasha, this will be the first time I think we ever say anything publicly.
Okay.
Um, okay, well, fuck it. I mean, we're here. Let's do it. It's for you, Eric.
Thank you.
So, one thing we'll pull back the curtain on, and this is a really, really huge initiative that we have some big time collaborators with on our side right now, is that August 8th, I will be heading to Denver, Colorado. And while there, we will be signing a partnership with La Prensa Colorado,
What?
and they will be our first partner in what will eventually be a nationwide La Prensa network.
Mm.
August 13th, I'll then head to Iowa. And while in Iowa, we'll sign an agreement with La Prensa Iowa.
Wow.
And for the first time ever, these organizations that all have the same name and generally the same mission, which is to keep a bilingual readership informed, are going to be coordinating with one another. We're going to be able to share our content, our resources, ideas, challenges. And, my grand vision is that perhaps one day we could even listen to that. Who put on the cleaning music? Give me a Mavis of Fabuloso.
Hey, close the door.
Oh,
Close
Albert,
the
I thought that was you
door.
singing live. I I could have sworn I heard the voice of an angel, and that's when I knew it had to be.
That's Albert with Military City Air. Hey, Albert,
You mean
is Albert in there
Aegon?
still, or do you leave?
He left.
Oh, I was gonna
You
ask him.
said
Does
close
he
the
sing in
door.
the attic? Does he sing in the attic or
Yeah,
no?
you did.
No,
He does.
he doesn't
Oh,
sing at all.
Bro, how
I
can you
don't
even
know about
fucking
that.
breathe in those attics? You got this much
It's
space between your fucking
135
nalgas
degrees.
and the roof.
This is
Hey,
true.
Natasha, she'd break the roof.
Uh-oh. She frozen?
Or
Hello?
she's really pissed and I need to go.
Uh-oh. So that's
Oh my God.
awesome. But I think that's really awesome that you guys are starting the nationwide thing. Why Colorado and Iowa?
Well,
Besides
Iowa.
besides what I think it is, but for you.
Okay. Why Denver? Let's see. Well, okay. It just so happened this way. I needed to make some summer cash, some walking around change. I really enjoyed politics, and I was starting to get the itch, but I didn't want to work in my own backyard out here because, well, I live here, and it just causes some issues. So I had reached out to some friends in Miami and some friends in Iowa, and there was a politician in Iowa who asked me to come work for them for a couple of weeks. So when I bought my plane ticket, I said, hey, when I'm in Iowa, maybe there's a La Prensa Iowa. Let me Google it. So there was a La Prensa Iowa. I made that initial connection. And while we were on a phone call, I said, hey, how come nobody talks to each other? We all got the same name. We don't talk to each other. And then I realized that I had a 6-hour layover because I got the fucking budget airline. And I said, well, let me. Well, I have no spirit if I'm on spirit. They will kill your spirit for sure. No, but I said, well, I'm going to be there 6 hours. I already know I'm going to go out the reservation to go get some goodies. So let me see if there's a La Prensa Colorado. So really, I think it's partially dumb luck. But then also, it's really helpful that we're all kind of mom and pop shops. I mean, La Prensa, Texas is probably the largest of the three of us, so it's a lot easier to create a partnership like this. Our goal is by spring of next year to have at least 10 states signed up within this network.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That's amazing. Lucy says, good night, my favorite people. Keep up the outstanding work, guys, on your podcast and helping community coverage on social media. Thank you, Lucy. I will hit you up tomorrow so you could do an interview. Okay. God, that's crazy. I didn't even know there was a La Prensa in other places. I thought it was just San Antonio was like the place.
Nah, there's one in Houston. There's a fucking
They are
huge one
everywhere.
in Nicaragua.
Like it's all part of the same people?
No,
Or like
it's just a popular name.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it means the press in Spanish. So
Yeah.
that take a genius put that one together.
Right. No, but I just didn't know. I thought it was like the same group of people.
Well, I wasn't insulting you. I was saying like across the nation.
Roy. Sure.
No. Oh man, that's so fucked up, right? Talk shit about somebody on their own program. I really wasn't. I promise.
I know. Just kidding. That's amazing.
Oh, and you know what else gave me a clue?
What?
We get these monthly reports about like the website, who's reading what kind of articles and where the people coming from. And our second largest readership base comes from LA. Third largest comes from Chicago. I was like, what's that all about? So once I did a little bit of research, we have La Prensas in those two places too. Again, totally unrelated. But at some point, I hope that we will all come together.
So why not start with LA and Chicago since they're a huge market?
That's a good question, Eric. Number one, my layover was not in LA or Chicago. So that's a very simple explanation.
Okay. Convenience.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I'm
Also,
going to...
once we hit up LA and Chicago, we would already have an entire grouping of La Prensas within the country on our side, and as a collaborative come to them, we can come to them with an entire pack.
100%. Yeah, there's some strategy behind it, but I was trying to play dumb. But Natasha, she's too sharp.
She's got it. She's ready for a Riverwalk royalty. So I mean, she's got to.
Let me tell you, just so the people who run this organization understand, if Natasha doesn't win Queen, she will become dictator. It will be a January 6th situation.
Oh, don't
She's
say
already
that.
asked me to get my musket ready.
Don't say that.
Oh my god.
Your Musk? Your Musk? Or your Musk?
Well, Musk I
Not
got
the
in
Musk.
spades.
Not the Musk, please.
You're gonna walk in like that?
No.
Got the wings up?
Oh, jeez. So are you guys gonna do the same kind of content that you're doing down here? Or no?
What you mean?
Like, are you gonna do the same type of content, like to where you're doing, you know, the small businesses, the on the street kind of thing, like very
Yeah,
I forget
basically
what
yes.
I forget what you say it is, like the wording that you say, but it's like
It's
a
real
very
people, real news, and it's
yes
on the
that
street.
And
on the
real
street. So it's gonna be like that, those other ones, or like I'm just trying to get a
Well, first of all,
grasp of it.
this is the beginning of a partnership. So, to the extent that they want any of the knowledge that we can share on the digital side of things, we would be more than happy to do that. But it's not like they're going to have a correspondent in place to start doing these. I mean, Colorado, for instance, is run by seriously a family, a mom, dad, and a son.
Okay.
But I will be going out to Iowa and might even have some special guests join me. Yet to find out on that yet. But while I'm in Iowa, the goal is to visit a series of smaller towns, places that people traditionally ignore, and do exactly what we do here in San Antonio, and just give them a taste of that flavor.
You know, I was telling Roy, because I know we were talking about it. Is I want to say, I mean, I'm assuming Iowa is a conservative area because it's a lot of rural area, but I mean, I'm pretty sure we'd be surprised. You know, I don't know. I've
Well,
never.
they're definitely not. I mean, they are a purple state.
Okay, well, explain to people what a purple state is.
They've got pretty much equal 50-50 Democrat to Republican voter registration.
Yeah. So, yeah, I when you said Iowa, I was like, what the hell's in Iowa? But you know,
Well, I went to
mean,
college there, man,
Roy?
so I have an affinity for it.
huh?
I'm saying Roy's going to be in Iowa. He's going to take
Oh.
over.
You're right.
Hey guys,
And I've got a great friend, man. The whole
No, I know, Natasha.
I
I
left my
appreciate
whole
you.
party there, so
Hey, I appreciate it. That means a lot to me. Say hi to Tori. Say hi to everybody for me.
okay,
Okay.
well,
Thank you.
all right. I'll talk to you later.
give Albert a kiss.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Oh my god. Okay, bye.
You're trouble. You're trouble. Um,
It's not the first time I've heard that.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. So, dude, that's amazing. But I did want to touch back on your conversation with Clint with Vadios with Values. That honestly pushed me to actually do the live stream tonight because
Right on.
I have been lacking. I have been doubting myself really heavily. I have that to where I start thinking negative thoughts. I'm like, man, nobody's gonna watch, nobody's gonna come on, nobody's gonna care. But who cares? You know, it brings me joy to be able to do something like this. It makes me happy, and I'm gonna do it. If nobody shows up, nobody shows up. You know, I'm grateful that you guys jumped in and came on, and that makes me happy. So, but yeah, that conversation you guys had was, I'm like, oh, that makes me feel something special. When I said that makes me feel good, that made me feel good because it really pushed me to. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. Why
What
not?
was it in that conversation that motivated you? Because I'm just curious.
Because when you stated that you were a little bit depressed,
Hmm.
and that you were in a valley, uh, I mean, I wouldn't say I was depressed, but I just felt like just downing myself. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Oh, hold on. Yo, what's going
Oh,
on? Alamo paletas are in the house.
oh shit! Damn! What a
What's going
pleasure.
on, Pete? Do you know Roy? Pete, can you hear me? Hello?
Hold up, yeah.
Oh,
Hello, hello.
can you hear me? Hello? I think we're getting a little frozen. Pete, can you hear me?
Hey, the paleta guy got frozen.
Ah. Oh, where is it? Oh, where is this thing? I wanted. Where? No. Where?
Do you have a
No.
soundboard? Is that what you're working on over
Yeah, I got a soundboard. Okay, where is it?
there?
Oh, I totally I forgot to show Natasha my.
Oh,
Oh,
she
dang
would have
it!
gone nuts for that.
Next time, damn it.
I feel like Natasha needs one of those in real life.
She does. There you
Yeah.
go. La Prensa gift for her for Christmas. Hold on.
Yeah.
Uh, where did Pete go? Pete, if you can jump back in. We just couldn't hear you. Well, we could hear you. I don't think you could hear us.
I'm gonna
Um,
screenshot this. La Pizza Nationwide. Nice. That's the first time we've ever said the idea, so I'm glad to hear we got a little
dude, that
support.
is. I am grateful. What was I saying? Yeah. So when you said that, um, I was like, man, I'm kind of in that place right now to where I'm just like, you know, I didn't know what to do. I was kind of like stuck,
Hmm.
and you know, I was just like, why not just do it?
Yeah.
What's stopping me from doing it? Nothing's stopping me from doing it. I got all the equipment, right? I got the
Yeah, yeah.
equipment, and it's not like cheap stuff. Like, I put a lot of work into it, so why not do it? You know,
Man, I would tell you if you're anything like me, somehow in my mind, I start conjuring up all these speed bumps
yes,
that eventually escalate into walls.
yep,
And then I become so paralyzed with fear of mediocrity or subpar content, or even I would get afraid to excel too much.
mm,
Because anytime you hit a video over 10K, you get people talking mad shit, dude. And I try my best to not read it. And oftentimes I'm successful. But god damn it, if everybody in my family has to screenshot every negative, just let me know what's happening out there. I'm like, yes, yes, I'm aware.
yeah, yeah. Well, and it's I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I have heard that some people have been talking about me supposedly, but I don't know if that's true or not. But you know, I think that's why
Well,
I had
Eric, I said all that in confidence. I never
well,
expected to get
true,
back to you.
true. And honestly, that's why I had posted a post a while back, or not a while back, but a few days
I
ago.
saw that. It was your. Hey, you usually keep it kosher. That was a spicy fucking post.
It's true though. I mean, it's you have
Tell
to.
people what it is in case they missed it.
Okay, so the post was. Let me pull it back up because I forgot the wording for it because I forget everything.
Hey,
Uh,
to piggyback on that idea, don't you love when somebody's like in some kind of Facebook thing, and
mhm.
instead of giving you the gist, they have to read you play by play this fucking 32-piece string. You're like, man, I did not sign up for this shit.
I know. I'll read the comments on my own time.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I said, rumors can make you dislike innocent people. Don't judge people from what others are saying about them. Be wise, get to know them for yourself, then form your own opinion. The one talking about you may be the one you need to stay away from. Um,
Well,
and
and Eric,
yeah,
if I can give you some real life examples of that, I've had people attempt to sabotage my relationships with other Southsiders or other people in the internet space. And I was naive in the beginning, thinking that these people had my best interests in heart and they were just genuinely sharing information. Then I checked in with some of the OGs. Uh, I don't know if they would want me to say this, I'm going to skip that, but they expressed to me, whatever you're hearing, do not take that information as gospel.
yeah,
Go verify it, go directly to the horse and ask, did you say this?
right.
And so I did that a couple of times. And then we were able through those conversations to track back, we see who the mischief makers are. And honestly, man, for the most part, out of 10, 8 are going to be great.
Right.
One's going to be a hater, and one's going to be a manipulator.
Oh, you're rhyming there.
I got bars, baby.
I got bars. Yeah, no, that's very true. I mean, I don't know, but like I just know in the political spectrum, you know how people are in the political arena, like they're very gossipy, very, you know, I don't know if
And
that's
also,
true.
greatest batch of pussies you'll ever meet. The idea of just talking to each other
Yeah.
or expressing this negative opinion in front of somebody's face, oh, it's so rare.
Yeah.
They all just talk shit behind the back.
Right. And you know, that's something that I've told people with these candidates, right? Is especially when you're on the campaign trail, you start seeing a lot of who these people are, like genuinely who they are, right? By the way they act when the cameras aren't next to them or in front of them. When they're next to their opponents, they're just like, blah blah blah. We're friends, but we pretend like we hate each other, or we just pretend like we like each other to each other's face, and nobody has the guts to say, "I don't like you. Don't talk to me."
And it's so cool because there are some people who do that shit.
Yeah.
And I admire the hell out of them.
Like to do what? Oh, just say, "Don't talk to me." Yeah. Or what?
The not talk to me thing, I think that's dangerous. Because if you are not having a free flow of ideas and conversation, then I think you are probably going to have a major blind spot. But I
True,
think
yeah.
addressing your concerns or any of the rumors you may have heard in the background with that individual face to face, even if they don't have the courage to stand behind what they've said.
Yeah.
At least they know. Okay, they get so scared. I mean, this is why I say they're the greatest batch of pussies, because even just to acknowledge that they said something is enough to get them to chill for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. And I know a lot of the people are just trying to do what they got to do to get elected. But there's also a morality thing for me. Like, I'm just like, there's got to be good people, and it's hard to find good people. I honestly think, not an endorsement, but I honestly think Lucy is a great person, because I know not just from campaign trail, but she has done so many things for the community. She has been good people, and there's others that are good people. So, but it's just it's hard, because kind of like what you were saying is, you wonder, well, who's talking mess. You never know. But I've always been real with you, and you've always been real with me, and I appreciate it. So,
Eric, you're cutting up a touch here.
really?
Yeah, it
I'm,
might
I'm
be my connection, but did you address me right now, or were you just talking to
yeah,
somebody else?
yeah. I said I've been real with you and you've been real with me, and I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Um, I don't know why
Now
I'm
the
cutting up.
the thing too, if I could add to that, the good person thing, ideally, yes, you would get a good person in there. But because politics is such a cesspool, I think for me, probably my big metric by which I judge these candidates or politicians on is how bold are your ideas and what is your ability to get those things through.
Mm, yeah.
And then also, like, not just bold for the sake of being bold, but to what degree will this actually make people's lives better?
Right. Right. And be able to work with others that are different minded than yourself. Like how
Oh
open are
yeah.
you willing to listen and have a conversation, and not just a one-sided conversation, and able to be listen and think of, okay, well, what can we do? Right?
Hmm.
Like make a plan together, um to be able to do something. But it's just so ridiculous that we're not even in that political spectrum. We're not even in that political mind frame of let's get stuff done. We're in the political mind frame of I need to get reelected. you know
I blame a little bit of this on the consulting class
Mm. Which you
because
were you were part of it, right?
yeah,
Well,
and
at
that's
one
that's
point.
why I blame it on us
Yeah.
because um, I know what it's like on the background, right? So you got politicians coming in, first time candidates come pop up every election cycle, and they're counting on the people who play this game professionally to navigate them through it. It is hard to inspire people to get behind a vision or a candidate and then to get out the vote. But somewhere along the way, the consultant class learned a really greasy, lazy trick was that we can scare people, we can divide people, and that will get people to the polls to a much lesser degree, but with steady returns that you can count on.
Yeah.
And so I really think that it's incumbent on the consulting class to remember why they get into the political grind in the first place. Because I don't know anybody who starts in politics with nefarious intentions, but I know a lot of people who stayed there and perpetuated these nefarious ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. That is I heard it a lot in the interviews. It was like, oh, I want to make a difference. I want to, it's the same stuff. Um Good
And the other thing too is
intentions.
like, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I would say good intentions, but you know, at the end of the day, a lot of times they just fall victim to the system. You know.
One of the things I really like about Liz Campos, this is my girl, so I'm going to be unapologetic about the idea that I'm 100% behind Liz. Number one, she fights. She will get into somebody's ass if she thinks they're doing wrong. Hey,
I'm still here. I'm
oh,
making
okay.
you bigger on it.
Hey, can you do that in other places?
Nope. Nope.
Well, I like that she fights. I like that she's been in Austin and been able to work with Republicans to get things done. And when she was running for office, her big thing was homelessness. No consultant that was ever going to tell you focus on that issue. The homeless
Yeah.
people don't really vote. I mean, it's like a zero sum game. But more than that, she made that a cornerstone of her campaign because it's what she was actually already doing on the ground. Going out there, and because she had this experience in government, she was helping people to get an ID, get back on their feet. And so I think that's a great way to judge politicians. If they believe that their only way to affect change is to be elected into an office, and then probably they're not going to be the best.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, I think me and you both realize that there's a lot of things we could do outside of politics that can help
Yeah.
the community. You know, uh, and it's
Well, and I
true.
look at this as an example. Dr. Martin Luther King is probably one of the 10 most significant change agents in the modern era. He never elected to any office.
Yeah. Damn, mic drop. Pete says, I wanted to tell you that your idea is awesome. I used to run a SBDO, small business, San Antonio Business Alliance with the business partner, and we were running around SA interviewing small businesses. We ran building better community events all over SA and had council people gave a small state of the district address, free to the community they serve. Yeah, that's awesome, Pete. Um, that's something that I want to do. I think after the elections finish, I want to be able to get the elected officials to come on and kind of give a state of the district, state of the council, state of the whatever it is. Kind of give an update on what's going on and what they're doing, but be real about it. You know what I mean? Like we want to see an unfiltered type of communication. I get it. They have a image to uphold, but we need real.
Don't make that excuse for them.
No, I know, but I'm saying we need real people. We need people to be like, no, I'm not going to follow that same suit. I'm not going to do that because it's not helping. Be bold, like you were saying. Be bold.
100%. And how is it a bold idea to be your fucking self?
Not.
When they say they have an image to uphold, I often think to myself like, so you got a mask you want to hold up?
Right. Exactly. And that's dangerous, because then you're not getting the real person. You're getting like, what did Chris Rock say? He says, when you go on the first date, you don't meet that person. You meet the representative.
The representative, yes. Bro, my representative showed up to a lot of first dates.
So, it's people want a leader. People want somebody who's going to break the mold, but they don't have time to babysit their elected officials. They don't.
No, man. I mean, come on. If you got kids and a family, a wife, a husband, whatever, and then you've got a full-time job, especially if you're working in the trades.
Yeah.
Man, by the time you get home, the last fucking thing you want to hear about is bond proposition, da-da-da-da-da. And you sure as hell don't want to show up to some meeting, waste 3 hours for maybe they listen to you, maybe they play Tetris on their phone.
Yeah, and that's difficult. And honestly, when I did the class for property tax, so fighting your property taxes, the Berry County Appraisal District said that they had the most engagement they've ever had with my program. And I'm not.
Well, I think.
I say I'm not a city entity. So
because I don't think they would listen to a city entity anyways. They're not looking for that. If they wanted that, they could have got it from the website.
True.
Yeah. But one of the things I wanted to commend you on, Eric, was gentrification will be the great challenge of our time, I believe. And the things you're doing with helping people to protest property taxes. And fuck it, like it's some ambiguous person I don't know. I'm talking about me. I didn't even know what the process was, but having you lay it out, you didn't dumb it down. I mean, I do believe you put it on the kitchen table, but you also believe that the audience was smart enough to understand the information that you were given, and I appreciate that, because it does kind of feel bad when people treat you like you're stupid.
Right. I know, because I've been that.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of times where I'm like, what does that mean? And I was too afraid to ask it, but and that's something that when we did do the property tax classes, I clicked and I said, look, this is where you go. This is what it'll look like. And an update for anybody who wants to know, I was able to bring my property taxes down $67,000.
What?
From the
Did you just say?
rate. From the proposed rate that they
67,000 or 100?
$67,000. They appraised it at a certain amount, and I was able to drop that evaluation $67,000.
Bro, that's my house.
I know. I didn't provide any photos. I provided exactly what I told them was wrong with my home. And you're going to like this one. So the way the final protest works, I don't know if you've done the final protest yet or not, but the final protest, when you have the meeting with them, they have a representative from the Bexar County Appraisal District, and then they have 3 board members, right? So the board members ask the Bexar County Appraisal District representative, how much do you think, you know, um, do you evaluate the property, right? After your first protest, your initial protest, they drop it down like $5,000-7,000, right? So they don't really drop it much. It
Hmm.
just sounds like it is a lot, but that's only like $5. Um, and so what happens is they said, oh well, we're still at this amount unless the homeowner can provide any other information. So I do my spiel, blah blah blah. They're like, okay, well, we'll be willing to drop it like $3,000 more. I'm like, are you serious? And so you have the option to take that amount or whatever the board suggests. Okay. So it could be whatever the board says they want to do it for. So you don't know. It could be higher or lower. It's like a game to, it's like a
God
game.
damn.
And
It sounds
so,
like deal or no deal.
yeah, yeah. And so they said, okay, do you have any last comments that you want to make before we make a decision? And I said, yes, I do. I just want to say that it's disappointing that the Bexar County Appraisal District, not the board, but the appraisal district cares more about sale prices than they do about the people that are currently living in their homes and are getting price out of their homes. When
Right.
47% of the homes purchased last year were from corporations and LLCs, Roy.
Yeah.
47% of the homes purchased last year were corporations and LLCs, not regular people like you and me.
Because the end goal is to make us a permanent renting society.
Yeah.
They want us to forever be paying them some amount of money per month. They don't want us to own a car. They don't want us to own a house,
Right.
so on and so forth.
Yeah. And I said, that is unfortunate that all you guys care about is just sale prices and you don't care about the homeowners that you're getting ready to kick out because these companies are buying these homes at elevated prices and they don't care.
Right.
And I said, that is all I have to say. And so they go, okay. They drop it $41,000 from what the appraisal district last said.
So you're saying the trick is talk a little shit for your final comments.
I mean, it worked for me. I
All
just
right.
told him the truth, and I just gave him that little nugget, right? And I also said a lot of people don't know that they could even protest their taxes. So that's another thing. So you have people that don't know they could protest their property taxes. Plus, these homes are being purchased by corporations and LLCs, and all you just caring about are sale prices. It's a shame, and it's not fair. So, and the thing is, the board are just regular homeowners, just like we are. You know, so I think they saw that and they took my comment and they fully agreed with me because come on, to drop it down $41,000 from that last point of what Bexar County Appraisal said, I think that rang true to them, and I think
I've
they
always
see.
wondered
Mhm.
how come the city council people don't organize a canvas to like physically go home to home the same way that they do during the election cycle to help people protest the property taxes. Because in the grand scheme of things, if you can get an entire block to protest, it's almost like for your zip code, you are helping to keep the gentrification at bay.
Well, why can't the elected officials like the state representatives or city council or senators do that as well? You know, use that campaign money that you're getting that you don't need to actually do a difference in the community.
And you know what?
Just a thought.
Just to appeal to their most selfish instincts, there's no way that if you help somebody save I don't know. What do you think? Maybe like $1,000 is like the average on your actual taxes. I'm just pulling a number out of my ass. But let's say you save a family $1,000 because you and your staff went out to go help.
Right.
You don't even got to go knock on the doorbell once next election cycle. They'll turn out for you.
Yeah.
People remember when you got them a snack.
Right. Yeah. And put it in perspective too. You know what I mean? I mean, it's it's there's a lot of things that people can do with the donation money that people don't do. You know, and I actually learned from the TEC, the Texas Ethics Commission, that you could do a lot of things to give back to the community with your donation money, but people don't do it.
Oh no, Eric, because what's more beneficial? Helping people protest their property taxes or another fucking mailer?
A mailer or a yard sign or, you know,
Man,
campaign
and
walking.
how is it that fucking mailers are still one of the primary modes of politicking?
I don't
I've never
know.
kept one of those to like read.
Right. And, you know, with the presidential elections, they spent $147 million on the presidential election for Facebook only. Only for Facebook combined.
Well, that makes sense though, I think.
Still, that's a lot of wasted money. A lot of wasted
Well,
money.
actually, as digital director for La Prensa,
Oh, well.
let me say that for sure, digital, at least you're able to target this shit.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm saying for elections, you know.
But even then, man, if you move that money from Facebook to real life fucking benefits to the people who are your constituency. Oh, fuck, man. Did you hear that?
No.
It's a gunshot.
Um,
Man, every fucking night in the South Side, dude. It's so disheartening.
but you know what, though? It happens everywhere now. You know what I mean? Like it's happening in a lot of places, and it's because there's lack of opportunity for people. Um, it's sad. Look at Chicago. We were over there last year on Labor Day weekend. 64 murders that weekend. 64
In one weekend?
That weekend, 64 murders.
Wow,
and
my
we
God.
actually, I have video. It was really audio because you couldn't see it, but we had video that I took. There was actual gunfire downtown.
Hey, man, I gotta go.
Okay. All right, man. Be careful. All right. So sorry about that. I think Roy heard some gunshots and he was getting a little bit close to him. So, yeah. So it was a lot of good talk. Pete, I don't know if you're still in here, Pete. If anybody in here has a question or want to jump in real quick before I hop off, please feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. Oh, there we go. Hey, what's going on, man? Can you hear me now? Hello?
What's up?
Oh, there we go. There we go. Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, awesome. So what's going on, Pete? How are you?
I can. Sorry. I got a couple of things going on here. I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good, man. Yeah, we were just talking about, well, elections and politics and all that stuff, and about how much money can be diverted to the community instead of campaign re-elections and all that junk. So I don't know how familiar you are with the camp, like politics and all that stuff, but it's sad, like how much money could be going to the community rather than being spent on these elections and mailers and yard signs that we see all over, littered on the south side or all over.
Yeah, I think from a marketing perspective, I have a lot of years in with a marketing experience, so I can understand to an extent you got to get your message out, right? So even I, as a small business owner, you're trying to finagle dollars, and applying it to things that make sense.
Yeah.
Trying to get people to connect, and so I can understand like some of the money that goes to certain places. But yeah, you're right. They do have a lot of availability, and they don't really put it back into like the communities in which they serve.
Yeah.
So it's a sad state. Now I don't know, so I think you asked a question earlier in the evening. Was like, do I know? I don't know Natasha. I've just been watching her, explode and grow with all the different angles that she's doing. And then Roy, I actually met Roy a long time ago. He's a graduate from McCullum High School. I
Oh.
graduated from McCullum High School,
Oh,
and
nice.
I mentioned earlier I my business partner and I started a small business development organization called San Antonio Business Alliance,
Okay.
and we organized our plan the way the districts are organized in the city, and that's sort of how we went out and we built an event called Building Better Community. We went through all 10 districts in a year, and then we were going to leapfrog that into the following year. But politics started getting a lot more hairier and crazier than the years past. And we had met Roy not long after he had graduated, and we had introduced him to San Antonio Business Alliance, our plan, what our big robust plan was. But it was, and I didn't realize that he was going to be running for council person at some point, or even had an interest in politics. To see him grow to that degree was pretty amazing. But based on, do I have any experience in politics? At one point, I did want to go in, but hearing some things out in the community about how it works, the impact it has on the individual, their families, their overall, like the negative side of politics was disgusting, right?
Yeah.
So I just didn't veered away, and just being the citizen in the city running businesses, we stayed in touch with politics to an extent, but I don't have nearly the background that he does. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so even to the extent you were running for an office, right? I don't even have that experience. And one big reason, I went to an event down at the UTSA downtown campus. It was regarding gentrification, and there was a gentleman who I respect a lot, and he was on a stage with a panel of individuals, and he made a comment that he has seen a lot of good people go into politics, and he has seen far less come out, right? And after I heard him say that, and my aspirations to running for council or even more were shot down right then. I was like, no, I don't want to potentially turn into that individual that I don't like,
Yeah.
because I wanted to serve the community. I wanted to help businesses. I've always done it, um, and I didn't want to. I just didn't want to end up being that guy.
Yeah, and that's something that me and Roy were just talking about is we both realize that you don't have to hold office in order to do something good for the community. You don't.
No.
There was I'm grateful for the people that I've gotten to know during my campaign run, because for some reason when people run for office, people now want to say, "Hey, how are you?" Like they want to talk to you, rather than just being some normal, regular person. That nobody wants to talk to you. As soon as you attach some type of label, people are like, "Oh, maybe I want to get to know this person," you know. So, but I've been lucky to be able to meet a lot of great people and still maintain some of those connections that we can still help the community in some capacity, and that is amazing. That I would love. That is the best thing that came out of these campaign runs, and I'm pretty sure Roy would probably say the same thing. Um, but just being able to learn, like, give whatever we learned in those campaign runs and turn it around and give that knowledge back to the people to be able to say, look, this is what we've learned. This is what to look out for. So on and so forth. You know what I mean? And especially with the property tax that we were just talking about, is the property taxes. I've held these trainings and done a lot to be able to help people understand, hey, go fight your property taxes and not get gentrified, you know? Um, and like what we're talking about is using that campaign funding for something good rather than just for something that yeah, you got to do some marketing, but use that money to be able to give back to the community, because you can. according to the CEC. You can do that, but not very many people do that. That I learned from them, and
Do
it's
they
huh
hold on to that cash flow for the potential use of further marketing
right,
for
because that's the
themselves,
thing.
like to get reelected?
Yeah, that's the bad thing is that once they get elected, they have a little bit of time, and then they have to start campaigning again a year out. And especially for city
Hmm.
council, they only have 2-year positions. After your first year, you got to start campaigning again for the next go around. Like it's a never ending cycle, but it it takes away from being able to do those things that you're supposed to be there to do. I could probably talk to some candidates or some elected officials that are in currently elected right now that I think they're doing some good things. Um, they might not be seen that way, but it is all from perspective, right? What are they doing for their community? Is it something that's good? Are they actually trying to push some things? And kind of like what Roy was saying, are they being bold enough to go do these things and do something and have a plan of action to go do it? You know, and that's
Yeah.
something that I was so upset when COVID hit in 2020 because that's when I ran for office in 2020, and we were doing as much as we could to promote small businesses to be able to stay afloat, right? And to be able to give them resources. And I know there was Cameron Davies with Davies Entertainment. If you met him before, but Cameron Davies was doing. They were printing out yard signs or banners, I think, for businesses to say, "Hey, we're open." It's just simple things like that, like just to help the community. And there was a thing that I had saw that only like 3 businesses on the south side applied for those grants to help them, during the COVID shutdowns, because all the other ones were scooped up by other people like on the north side or whatever it is that could they have gone without it and rather it go to like some really small businesses that needed it. Yeah, but they didn't know about it. you know
Yeah. And that's where, like, I guess that quote unquote marketing stuff can come in, like just being able to channel their message and then be able to direct it to those businesses that need to learn more about it. Like, even just that with the 2020 issue that you spoke of about small business having a hard time. One of the things that we did with the San Antonio Business Alliance was I was hoping that when we started the Building a Better Community event series, we literally had like a District 1 event, a District 2 event, District 3, like all the way around. And it was month to month. And it was at the start of the campaign season for these potential candidates, right? The candidates and then the incumbents.
yeah.
And it was leveraging that they had the opportunity to connect with their community
Hmm.
during that campaign season. Right.
Right.
So I understood at that moment that I wanted to leverage that, but it wasn't a political event. Right. It was a community event where we brought out the community itself, small businesses, the
Community
activists that were
services.
serving that particular community. Yeah. Anybody who made up like District 3 or District 7 or whatever,
Right.
whoever had an interest in like revitalizing those communities, that's what that event series was about. Like,
Mhm.
but again, like, you have to be able to get that message out to the people. And if you're not like connecting with those people to let them know that these resources exist, small businesses are extremely busy. Like
Yeah.
they're trying to focus on building their business during the day, that they don't really take in a lot of this information that like you're sharing or you were attempting to share back then to try to get them to do this sort of thing. They just don't have the time.
Yeah.
So that's why that Building a Better Community event series was set up for evening events with a 5 to 15 minute state of the district address where people could show up to that event, listen to their council person, give some sort of address, and have some sort of connectivity to that person, at that hyper local level, rather than just watching them on TV or getting an email or whatever that was. You
A
know,
mailer.
it was more face to face contact. We had several really big event. District 3 was really good. District 5 was really good. District 7 and 8 were really good, where the turnout for the community, came out. And again, it was like what you said, when people find you or see you, or it might serve them well to get some attention, like
Yeah.
they show up. They're like, oh yeah, this
Right.
sounds good. Let's do that. This sounds,
Yeah.
and then you start to build those connections.
Yeah.
But like Roy was talking about, they don't go in with the intent of like nefarious intentions. But when they're there, their game begins to change.
Yeah.
You know. Yep. So,
Yeah,
as,
and I've heard that several times. Like, oh, you got to play the game, but I'm like, why?
yeah,
Why do we have to play the game? Why not change the game? Why not change
80%
it?
turns into the game,
Yeah,
and 20% turns into like the talking points to help them get reelected.
right,
Yeah.
right, and it's unfortunate, because then the rest of the people suffer, and it's broken promises. It's all these things that are not bringing fruit to the community. Um, and it's unfortunate, and there's so many things that people can do, so many things that elected official can do that can change these things. But and I get it. They're being constantly, either villainized or praised or whatever it is, and it's hard to get back into reality and walk the shoes of what the normal day-to-day people have to go through, you know
Yeah.
um it's just crazy. But do you think you might do that again, or
The San Antonio Business Alliance
yeah,
or the community events,
yes, or both, yeah.
it tugs at my heart to want to do it. Um, but it's challenging. So I have a son who was born with a medical condition called 22q chromosome deletion syndrome. So he requires a lot of my time, and I became the stay-at-home dad, for my son. Well, my wife is she's the one bringing in the bread, right? She's the one making the bacon. So she has that level of responsibility, while I have you know the assistance of being able to help my son, and having been an entrepreneur for 20 plus years, that quote unquote flexibility to be able to do things. My
Yeah.
time became overwhelmed with, I can't really focus on businesses at the time, and now I have to like provide that. I have to channel that energy, that ambition, that drive into helping my son. So he's I guess currently immobile. He can crawl, he can't walk, he can't talk. He has doctor's appointments and therapies that we focus on with him, which is one of the reasons why during that time frame I was trying to figure out, like, how do I build a business that is quote unquote passive income, where I can build and dedicate building a business, but I don't take away all the time from my son. Right?
Yeah.
So that's where Alamo came from. But all that being said is, I love helping small businesses. I love trying to get out there and getting them connected to other small businesses where they don't really have connections, or even to build a network of other businesses with one another to help
Yeah.
promote, right, each other. So I have that passion, but it's just very difficult right now to try to say, I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna go back in, because like that's one of the reasons why when you came on tonight and there wasn't really an agenda, it was just exciting to hear you say like what your plan moving forward was.
Yeah.
And it was, you want to connect with small businesses, you want to go around and just speak to people, from the place in which you do it. You want to go to the business themselves and highlight them and show them off, right? Well, that's what my business partner and I were doing.
Yeah.
We had a small show called Hang Out with Saba. We would interview businesses at their locations all throughout San Antonio. He became like you. He was the video guy. He was the face of the company guy. Like, he was everywhere. That
Yeah.
that even when we slowly dissolved, Saba, it was he started his own live streaming business at that time, and because we both had that passion to help small businesses. But the challenge is the time. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
how do we get out there to do that? How do I
Yeah,
get out there to be able to support those efforts?
yeah, and that's something that like I was telling Roy earlier is, I've struggled with that personally is getting the podcast started back up, and we all have these issues, we all have these struggles and stuff like that. So, you know, I know I'm not the only one, but it's just getting past that hurdle. Okay, can I do it in general? Like, can I do it? I think I can, right? You know, and will I be willing to push myself forward to go do it? Why not? It was the mindset of who's gonna care, who's gonna watch, whoever. But at least there might be somebody that might care, right? And that's really all that matters. It's not about you know hitting numbers, right? It's not about, oh, we gotta have this, we have this. There's been several people that from just something that I post, they're like, oh, thank you. My sister was able to get a scholarship for something you posted. I'm like, it's cool. You know what I mean? It's cool to be able to hear something like that, that it helps somebody. And that's what makes it all worth it. And I think that's why, like, I'm like, I just want to do something like this. Maybe we go speak to candidates at Alamo Paleta, right? Or we go speak to a candidate at somebody else's place, or just all these different things that we can do to kind of like inform the public and also highlight the businesses that are there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I didn't want to take your idea. I know you had an idea, but I wanted to do like from a political standpoint, trying to have like a one-on-one conversation with somebody in a place of business that maybe is in their district that they're trying to represent. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
think that would be
it's
really
not,
cool.
and it's not taking the business idea or any idea. There's a lot of ideas that exist, right? But
Yeah.
there are very few people that can execute whatever the ideas are, right? So for us, I think that we sort of ran on our time limit. We did what we could in the time frame that we had. We didn't know that there was going to be an endpoint, but it just happened to be that way.
Yeah.
So that's why I was excited when you were putting your podcast back up, because we hadn't seen you. I haven't seen you in my feed, on a regular basis like you were before. You had made a mention that there were some issues, technical issues that you were trying to resolve. And I was like, okay, cool. When this guy gets back up, that'll be cool to hear what he does. And that's
Yeah.
when I sent that message, because I was on my laptop, I was on my phone. I was like, wait a minute, 10 o'clock's here. Where's he at? What happened?
I know. I was like,
So
and again, of course, it was a technical issue.
yeah,
It had to
yeah,
do with my camera, and I'm like, why?
yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's gonna work. We gotta persevere through, like what you were saying, the CPR thing. You
Hmm.
know, it's easy to forget those things if you don't say it. I told my wife this one time. I'm like, I gotta have some type of like a catchphrase or something that triggers my thought. Oh, that's right. Like, I got to remember that. Like
Yeah.
whether it be like a spiritual quote or a quote from something, just something that'll just trigger that. Why can't I do it? There's no reason.
Yep.
Somebody said, "Oh, why don't you go onto a live stream company that'll do a live stream for you? You just walk in, walk out." I'm like, but I have all the gear. I have
Yeah.
everything that I have set up, and I purchased it with my own hard-earned money.
Hmm.
Why would I do that? And it was like, oh, that's right. Why would I do that? Why don't I do it myself? Like,
Yeah. I tell
um,
everybody, anybody, small business or individual that might be struggling with something, like mine is my mantra that I developed many years ago, that I didn't even realize that it was a thing, that existed out in the world at the time. This was like in 2004 or something, and I would say, keep moving forward, keep moving forward, keep moving forward. And then, while I was working out, I would run out of breath or something like that, and it just got too hard for me to say keep moving forward, because I was like exhausted. So I changed it to KMF because it was easier, right? And that was my mantra. That was something that I built into myself. So anytime, any challenge, anything that came up, it was, "Well, you got a KMF, you got a KMF, you got a KMF," and it just became my motto for life. I turned it into a quote. It was KMF: keep moving forward. Do not allow anything or anyone to bring you down, not even yourself. So knowing that as the foundation of what KMF is for me, that became my motto, my mantra. And I tell everybody, whether you have to adopt a quote or create a quote, do it. Right? That's what gets you moved. That's what gets you moving. That's what makes you motivated to go and conquer, whatever you define as success. That's for you. You go do that. So,
Exactly.
so go create your own or find one, man, and live on it. Live on it. It'll constantly ping your brain as you come into a struggle. It's like, okay, I got a KMF. I got a KMF. So,
Or what was the CPR? What did you say CPR was?
consistency, persistency, and resiliency.
Okay, yeah, and that is so that rings true to me because I'm trying to highlight it. Where did it go? It was way up here. Oh, there it is. Um, you know, it's that is so true because consistency for social media in general, that is key, right? Consistency of posting, consistency of making a video or a live stream, the persistence. That's definitely something like, dude, just do it.
Yeah.
Just do the live
Yeah.
stream, whether you have something to talk about or not. I honestly did not have anything to talk about today. I just wanted to be able to talk, hang out with friends, be able to kind of shoot the breeze in a sense, and just you know see what other people are thinking.
Yeah.
So luckily, I had Latasha, Roy, you. Um, it's cool. You know, what I mean, it's really good to be able to have people around you that have something to say and are not shy about saying it. I think we need a lot of
Yeah.
people in our lives like that.
You
So
do. You really do. There's a lot of people who are quiet about a lot of things these days. They don't want to say something for the sake of, you know, potentially getting canceled, or I guess demonetized is one thing. Like if what you have to say you feel is so important, then the potential for your video to be demonetized shouldn't be a factor. Because
yeah,
you'll have a lot of other videos that you might push out, or a lot of other content that you're going to push out that can be monetized, right? Unless they demonetize your entire platform. But from what I understand, it's happening like in the like that one video or like maybe the upcoming video or something like that. But yeah, people are just are afraid to say some things, especially
yeah,
right now.
yeah, definitely. And it is what it is. You just
Yeah,
gotta work with what you got.
exactly.
If anybody has a question, feel free to drop it in the comments. Because we're here. so Alamo Paletas.
Yes, sir.
Tell me. I know you kind of said what you said right now for like uh extra income, but where are you guys located? What are you how do you get excited like about with Alamo Paletas? What got you to really start getting that going?
So we don't have a location. We do pop-up markets, throughout San Antonio, and it was identifying segments of the city that don't have like paletas throughout the city. It's there are large segments of the population that don't have like a paleta shop somewhere. So we started with delivery. That's our main focus is to deliver paletas to people or businesses. We currently have an arrangement with a car wash company in town right now where we deliver. We now have carts. So um, we take a cart over to them. They order a certain couple hundreds of paletas that they want to hand out to their people. And that's what they do. And that's a part of what we do when we support them in that way. And then people will go on our website at alamopaletas.com or redeliverpaletas.com, and people place an order for like a 12 pack, 30 pack, 50 pack, 100 pack paletas. And then, we uh, deliver our paletas to people who order them. Hello? Did I lose you there?
Yes, I'm still here. Sorry. Like we said earlier, is
Okay.
these dang technical problems.
Yeah, yeah. It got real quiet there for a second. That's why I was like,
Yeah,
whoa.
sorry. You're like, what happened? No, hold on. Give me a second. Oh, there we go. Okay, hold on. Man, and that was another thing. I normally don't. The battery died. That's why. Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. I want to say because you do the rentals, right? You said the rentals of the Boleta carts, right?
Yes.
Or, yeah, that's awesome. So if
Yeah.
anybody wants to rent any Boleta carts, how much is it?
It depends on what you're looking for, but there's a minimum of 100 count paletas
Okay.
um, in order to have a cart out at wherever you want to have it set up. You can have. We have a list on our website like of all of the different events that people can have these things at. You know, there's really no place that you can't eat a paleta. You know, we live in Texas, and it's super hot. You know,
All right.
so like what was it today? 104 degrees.
So
You know, I have
it's
I have some paletas on hand, and I have in my freezer, my personal freezer. We're like, all right, it's a little hot outside, and even though we're inside and it's cool, it's like no, it's too hot outside. I've got to eat one,
all right.
or two, or three.
Dude,
You
you got like the magic bank in your on you all the time. There you go.
Of course, yeah,
Again, if anybody wants to ask a question to Pete for with Alamo Paletas, if you want to ask a question or if you just want to ask a question in general, want to say something, feel free to jump in. Just put a comment on the comment box and I'll put a link in there. But yeah, so I'm just glad to be able to start back up. Like I told Roy, it was a post that he did today and kind of got me. I'm like, I just need to do it, you know.
yeah,
So it's just something that uh, I'm able to have the free time myself sometimes. So, but um, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to just do something like this, and I want to continue doing it because it did help a lot of people. It helped a lot of people just understanding politics and just understanding just in general how things could help them with the property taxes, with um, just laws that are coming up and budgets and all that stuff. So it's just a good place to be because we're doing something other than ourselves. We're doing something for others other than ourselves. If that makes any
yeah.
sense.
Of course, and that's why I was excited when it popped up. I was like, oh, okay, something's happening tonight. At 10 o'clock when you weren't on, I was like,
I
okay,
know. I was like,
something's up.
dang.
Yeah.
But I had a conversation with my buddy, and he was like, "Why don't you do it?" I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I created that flyer that I posted that like 5 minutes before I posted it. I was like, I am going to do it.
Yeah.
I was like, I am committed.
It's a great accountability tool,
It
because
is, right?
some people will be like me, like, hey, is this still happening tonight?
That made me feel even better when you did say that because I was like, oh, cool. At least there will be somebody there. So, but yeah, man. But I appreciate you coming on, Pete. I want to do something though. That would be kind of cool to be, do what I was saying to do. Um, I want to be able to do something like that. To be able to just go to different businesses and interview candidates at their local district or uh, district or city council district or whatever, because it'll just be a really good thing to do, not just for the podcast but for the business, just
Yeah.
to be able to set up shop and just be like, hey, we're here, you know um
Yep.
I just think it'll be good, and then also the elected officials will be, oh, maybe I might try here later on, you know what I mean, just
Yeah.
establish those connections, and you know it's
Now,
just
there's
it's
so
just
many
good to
there's
see
so
that.
many small businesses that exist in every district that don't get noticed, right?
Right.
They're primarily hyper local, right? So
Yeah.
it's tough for people even across the city to know that other businesses exist. My wife knows me. If we're out on the road, I will take a left and I will take a right just to see, what's going on certain streets,
Yeah.
what businesses exist there, and then, just keep it in mind for later, like, well, let's go eat here, or let's try this place, or let's try that place.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't do a great job of like posting where I ate or whatever. I haven't used social media from a personal perspective for
Mm,
quite a while now.
yeah.
I've just been really been on Alamo Paletas, connecting with people on their feed, commenting, sharing what we do, and then um, just doing that kind of stuff. But I got to get better at like highlighting some other businesses, but not like you, just like this is where I'm at. This is what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
Got to try
And
this place. Come check
since
this
we're
out.
talking about that, today I did eat at Guillermo's over by Carson and Broadway.
Oh
Um
yeah, the I don't know how new it is, but that one looked very interesting.
it's really cool. They have an outside seating area, but then they have it inside. It's got grandma house vibes.
Really?
You walk in and it looks like a little house, and
Yeah.
they have little tables in the rooms, right? They look like bedrooms.
Mm,
I mean, they don't
nice.
have beds or
Okay.
anything, right? But it's just the room, and you walk
Yeah.
down the hallway. There's
It's
a
like
room to your left and tables, and a room to your right and some tables, and then the front door.
yeah.
But
Yeah. As a
it
matter
was
of fact,
good.
we passed by there tonight, like around seven, no, 8 o'clock.
That's where I
It was
was
about
at.
Yeah, it was
Since
about eight
I was there.
o'clock when we passed by there. We drove down Broadway
Yeah.
to check out, the development, that's
Mhm.
going on down there, because it's cool, exciting to like to see, the new stuff that's going up around there. We passed by Ma Harper's, where we did our District
Oh,
2 event.
yeah.
That was an amazing turnout at that event when we had that event at Ma Harper's. So if you guys haven't eaten Ma Harper's, they got some amazing gumbo and a bunch of stuff. But yeah, we were in that area about eight between 8 and 8:30.
Oh, okay. I think we left around like 7. No. Oh, it was about close to 8 because I
Yeah,
know. I think they close. No, I don't know what time they close. We're gonna go to a different place. We're gonna go to Fratillo's, or I don't know what it was called. It was another pizza place. And then we're gonna go to Main Street instead. But then we're passing by there, and I'm like, "Hey, Guillermo's! I heard about that place, so
yeah,
wanted to try it out." Um, it was really good. It was really good. I'm a pizza snob, so
yeah.
yeah, I've tried a lot of pizza in San Antonio. Um, there, the pizza in San Antonio is okay. It's we lost a really good one last year, Miss Ellie's Pizza. That was a really good pizza place, but it closed down unfortunately.
Really.
Um, so I am on the lookout for some pizza. So you have any suggestions, send them my way. I've tried a lot of them though. So,
Really. Yeah, and
um,
I love to eat food. I'm not necessarily a snob when it comes to food. I just love to eat the food. So
well,
uh,
because like I wanted to do a pizza review like blog kind of thing.
nice.
Me and a friend of mine, because we eat pizza a lot,
Yeah.
and because he was from Chicago, and so he liked the deep dish part.
Uh-huh.
Um, but we both like Miss Ellie's. It was a New York style pizza.
Okay.
But I still haven't found anything comparable yet to that. There's Mia Marco's outside of 1604. I don't know if you've been 1604 and 35 over by Retama Park.
I have
Uh,
not.
Mia
Not been there.
Marco's is they're pretty good, especially they have a hot honey that they drizzle on top. I
Hmm.
was actually surprised because I was like,
Hot honey on a
honey on
pizza, huh?
pizza. I know,
Yeah.
right? But they're actually really good. It was actually I was like, okay. So I don't know if it's like, well, if you need hot honey to put on top, then maybe I don't know. But it's pretty good. But yeah,
I'm
nothing
kind of like
nothing's
that with paletas. Like if you have to add, a bunch of other stuff to it, then
like
the
liquor.
question is like, how watered down are your paletas?
Yeah, are you gonna do liquor?
I've had that come up quite a bit. Like do you have any like adult type paletas? Like,
Yeah.
I want to say not yet. You
Not
know,
yet.
not yet.
Because
You know.
there's one that I saw. It was they were at a market and they were doing like I forget what they're called, but there was something something with alcohol in it or something like that. But I don't know. I'm like I don't know if I just want a good strawberry or some good
Yep.
paleta. Just keep it simple. You know what I mean?
I
If I want some liquor, I'll just take a shot or something.
take a shot. Take the shot and then bite
Right?
your paleta. Yeah. But then you got to go through the process of like pairing. Like I don't know if you know who Gary Vaynerchuk is, but the way
Yes,
he
Gary
would
V. Gary V.
taste his wine, right?
Oh yeah,
And then he
yeah.
would compare it to like a dirty sock. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to taste the sock so that I can give you guys an idea of what that paleta tastes like. But if it tastes like a dirty sock, I don't think you want to eat it.
No, and yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'll take big red, big red. Oh, you know what I used to do when I was little? I used to do a big red, put it in the ice tray, freeze it, and then eat it.
Yeah. There's your homemade paletas right
Yeah,
there.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Pop it out the cube, man. Eat it.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, but anyway, so but Pete, I appreciate it for you coming on and thank you for just being interested in the podcast too. I would love to do some type of collaboration soon. That'd be really cool to be able to
Yeah, of
do.
course.
Um,
When you get a chance, check your DMs on Instagram.
okay.
And then we can have those conversations about some stuff.
Yeah,
So,
cool. And then who knows? Maybe what would be kind of interesting is to have small business representatives like from a small business come onto a podcast as a guest and ask questions to the candidates, right? I think
mhm.
that would be kind of cool because I mean I already do that like, in general. I ask people just regular voters and just people to come on to ask a question. Um, but it I haven't really like said, hey, I want you to come in and ask a question or set up a time, But if I were to set up like a small business owner to be like, hey, jump on the podcast and especially maybe somebody that might not have any experience in politics to kind of get um familiar, right?
Yep.
With what to look out for or something like that. I think that would be kind of cool,
It would be.
uh,
You
to
got
get
a
a
lot
different
of
perspective.
life is cyclical, right? Because we have
Yeah.
every generation that comes out
Yeah.
is going to learn what you've experienced over the last 10, 15, 20 years.
Right.
And then they're just starting fresh. Or
Yeah.
or you have they're now in their 30s and they're starting to really get a little more excited about how politics affects their daily lives from the local level, right?
Yeah.
And you can ask those questions because like Roy was saying earlier, you get a lot of new people every cycle. You get a new person that comes in that wants to represent their community. So yeah, I
Exactly.
think that's a great idea to have questions for these politicians or potential uh, council people. You're like, hey,
Yeah.
what's going
Definitely.
on?
Awesome. Well, thank you, Pete. Thank you everybody for watching. We're gonna end it. I gotta get up early, so I forgot. I didn't even realize what time it was. But we will see you next time. I will start an interview soon with a candidate. I believe it's gonna be Lucy Adame Clark. So keep an eye on it. And have a great night, guys. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much, Eric.
Thank you.